Welcome to Curious Felipe.
Yes.
You know, a podcast without a niche where I just talk to interesting people. And today, my good friend Rodney, you know, he's a DJ, he's a creative filmmaker, head of production at Live Nation. He does it all. Thanks, man. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
First
for having
episode.
me. I feel flattered. You called me interesting enough to be here.
No,
you
man.
know, which is cool.
It's the truth, you know?
Yeah.
It's the truth. We talk a lot, you know, we work together.
Yeah.
We talk a lot, but I mean, it's nice to sit down with you and kind of go over everything you've done, how you got here. First, like, I didn't know your DJ name until recently.
Yeah, Gusto Funk. It's funny how that came about. I'm a big comedy fan.
Yeah.
And during COVID, like everybody, you're watching so much shit, right? You're just, going back in the archive, watching, like, because you're stuck in the house all day, right?
Yeah.
So one movie that stuck out during COVID was CB4, Chris Rock.
Yeah,
They're
that's
like
cool.
NWA, but they're from,
Yeah, they
like,
kind of make fun of it. Yeah.
but they're like rich kids from like the suburbs, but they do their version of like NWA and they're gangster, but they're not. It's great. Watch it if you haven't seen it. And Chris Rock's character's name is Gusto.
Yeah.
And there's this big scene where they're with their manager, and he's like, "Why do you want to be called Gusto?" And I was like,
That's it.
"There it is."
No.
Yeah, there it is.
That's where the name came about.
That's where the name came about, Gusto. And then funk, the funk part came after it because I've kind of made a transition of my sound. And I would say more of my sound to the stuff that I'm like trying to remix or just even play.
Yeah.
And the music I dig through is more funk influenced now, so more so nowadays than I was in the past, when I DJ'd. My first DJ name, like, it's freaking embarrassing. My very first DJ name was DJ Exec.
Exec?
Yeah. So lame.
Like corporate exec?
Yeah, because like I wanted to be like an exec when I was growing. I was like, I want to be the boss. I want to be the guy. So my logo was like a silhouette of a tie and a suit.
Original.
And I used to, so original. and I used to gig under exec. The exec part, as I got deeper in TV and doing all those kind of gigs, I was like, hell no, I don't want to be an exec in this shit.
Yeah.
So I turned that off, and then just went by my first and middle name, Rod Wade.
Yeah.
And
That's a cool name.
COVID hit. I was going through some personal stuff. I had to put down the turntables for a while, and then when we all got back to the world, I came back as Gusto Funk.
What was your style before?
Honestly, I was like a chameleon because like I was a hip hop guy. I grew up listening to a lot of hip hop. Honestly, in high school, I was listening to more Southern hip hop.
Oh, really?
Like, I was on 3 6 Mafia tough because at that time I had like a system in the car. And like West Coast music was great, but it didn't thump in the trunk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so
back in the
like,
days, everybody had a system in the car.
yeah, I had my 12, like my Rockford Fosgate, like what was it, like BD 1200 watt or whatever it was. And all the Project Pat, La Chat, like Gangsta Boo, that stuff would rattle. So I was like, right?
It was just, what car was it?
96 Civic, bro, from the car
yeah.
police auction. My mom got my car from a police auction, y'all.
Did you really?
She did, and she tried to surprise me like it was going to be the greatest thing.
With some
96 Honda forest green, all the stereo wires and shit were busted out because it was stolen.
Yeah.
So she was like, "Yep, you got to buy your own system and everything. This is like your first car." She probably got it for like $4,000, something like that.
Yeah.
And it was lower. I used to get pulled over so much because I'm sure it was on like the cops, also being black out here. That's one thing. But like having a car that was in the police system.
It is stolen.
It was a stolen car, right? So then I'm out here driving in it and then bumping like my 3.6. So yeah, that was the first car.
Damn. That's not a bad car though.
It's not a bad car.
No. I had my first car was like I bought it for like $3,000. I think it was like 3 weeks later, the transmission went out. I bought back to the guy. The guy's like, yeah, sorry. Yeah, it was fucked up.
You could just do that in Brazil.
That was out here.
I was out here.
Yeah, it was right when I came
shit.
here. It was like it was like my 4th year here in the U.S.
Oh shit.
And I was like, fuck, this guy just, yeah.
Oh fuck.
We were just trying to like fix it up, and I sold it for like $800 or something just for the pieces.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, it's fucked.
Did you do your driver's test in Brazil too? Did you have a license out there?
No. I did it out here.
Okay.
Everything I learned. Well, I knew how to drive there. Like I drove.
Yeah.
Like when I was 14, but not, I wouldn't go too far.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll be like in our community, just kind of driving.
Yeah.
When my grandpa would like slip, I was just like, I'll take his car, go around the community.
Catch grandpa.
Yeah.
Yo.
And it's over there, everything is manual, you know what I mean? So it's like you learn.
Oh, bro.
And like it's those steering wheels like,
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, it was at least my time.
I used to steal my mom's car all the time growing up. 'Cause my mom, single mom, trying to find her groove, find a man, do whatever she was doing.
Yeah.
And so she'd be out, and she had a nice little, coupe BMW. And I remember there was this girl that lived next to me and was like, hey, like, you want to come by? She was older. I did one of those things where I lied because I was tall. I've always been tall.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'll pull up. You know what I'm saying? I'll pull up, And then I just fucking take my
Take
mom's
your mom's car. Yeah.
And it was just like
The
I was such an
BMW. You're like,
idiot.
yeah, what's up?
I know, such an idiot. When I look back at it, I'm like, damn, I'm so glad I didn't get caught. But
Yeah, when we were young, we did some dumb shit for sure.
I know. That's how you learn.
So, dude, now you're DJing at the Dodgers, Lakers, like hockey.
Yeah.
Like, how did that go about? Like, after your whole rebrand,
Yeah.
how did that go about?
Just throwing Hail Marys, man. I think I had to rebuild my confidence in myself, first and foremost. I think when you're away from something for a little bit, you have this doubt because you see your friends, like, your DJ friends that are like, oh, shit, like, he's DJing for them and he's doing this and she's doing that. Like, damn, like, can I still do it? Yeah, I could do this shit. I always had my gear. I always would practice at home and all that stuff. But I think as I got back into it, my perspective changed, and I almost became more businesslike about it, strategic in terms of outreach, in terms of my name, in terms of my logo, and all this kind of stuff. So, because I would say I'm very like entrepreneurial minded person.
Yeah.
And instead of going into it being like creative minded, I went in it in like a creative plus entrepreneur, also stress relief.
Yes.
It was very much an outlet for me with COVID and things I was going through. I used it as therapy. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because when you're out DJing in front of people, people think you're the most extroverted person out there.
Right.
You must speak well in front of tons of people. You must love the attention. Yeah. I do not. Like, you see me in the office, I am in my room. I talk to you, 4 people, and I'm like, get away from me.
Yeah.
Like,
And
I do not want the attention. But when you are doing something like that, it's almost like you're hiding in plain sight. It's like you're so focused on what you're doing and you enjoy what you're doing that the people don't matter in front of you. So it's like one of those kind of things. But yeah, when I got back in, the first thing I decided was like, I don't want to do clubs anymore. If I do, I want to do like a daytime party. Yeah. I'm getting older now. I don't want to be up till 4 a.m. anymore. Right. And then wake up and have to wake up to my kid smacking me in the face like, yo, let's do something.
Yeah, I know what that is.
Like, hey, you ready? I'm like, no. So that was the first thing. It's like kind of determine what lane I want to be in. I was an athlete growing up, athlete in college, all the things. So I was like, yo, baseball is my love. Let's throw a Hail Mary. Let's reach out to a friend. And shout out to Zach Aronson and the Aronson family. This is my friend Zach, used to work for the Dodgers years ago. I'm like 2008, 10 to 10 range. I was like, yo, do you know anybody still there? Like, I want to DJ there now. I DJ. So if I give you like my EPK, can you send it to somebody? Yeah. It's like, yeah, just give it to me and like, let's see what happens. And then the infamous junk mail scenario, worst nightmare happens where I send my shit and, you know, my girl's like, oh, did you hear back? I was like, nah, this ain't gonna happen, you know? So let's just keep it moving. Maybe I can reach out to the Galaxy. I can reach out to the local teams and see what else is going on. And then one day, one of those days, doing some housekeeping in the email, and I looked through my junk.
That's
and
crazy.
It's the Dodgers being like, hey, are you available for Dodgers versus like Royals or whoever it was? And it was like 3 weeks ago. And I was like, and I missed it. And I missed the gig. And I wanted to cry. I wanted to do, because I was like, I missed it. I missed my shot. This is over. This is so over. So me being who I am, I was like, fuck it. I'm calling this fool. His phone number's in the signature. I'm going to call him.
Yeah.
So I called the guy. And I was like, hey, this is Rodney, Augusto Funk. Hey, you emailed me for the gig. Look, it went to my junk mail. I promise I'm not like this. I will be there on time, and I'll do this shit forever, bro. Just give me a shot.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, we got Diamondbacks versus Dodgers coming up. We'll set you up in center field. We'll see how you do, and then we'll go from there.
That's dope.
And then they gave me a shot, and then after that, the rest was history. And then they've been booking me pretty consistently ever since. Yeah.
And do they have like DJs on rotation there? Like it's just like Tuesday this guy, Thursday this guy.
Yeah, so DJ Severe is the lead DJ / like music supervisor. He's been there for 17 years.
Wow.
So
he's there every day, every game.
Yeah, so he works with the players on their walkout songs. He works with the staff, and the producers of because the game I say producers because even though it's a baseball game you're watching, it's a show.
It's a show for sure. It's a live show.
Yeah, it's a live show. So there's a producer, there is a director, they're cutting cameras, there's a host, there's all these things.
Yeah.
So, and also music licensing, you got to realize this is on TV, so songs have to be cleared and all that kind of stuff. So the back end logistics need to be worked out. So Severe's the main guy. Shout out to DJ Severe. Someone who recognized me and has put me under his wing a little bit. So shout out to Severe. He's the main guy. And then they'll have activations, right? Whether it be in center field, left field, in the parking lot. They'll have activations where they bring in other DJs. I'm one of those other DJs that's there. But now it's been pretty consistent.
Yeah.
To where, they invited me out to the parade and they're
we
giving
gotta
me
talk about that.
bigger things. And I was like, whoa. So I'm kind of here now, which is really awesome.
Let's talk about the parade because you're touching it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about it before a couple of times, but fuck, that's such a crazy experience.
Yeah.
To line it up where you've been already in the mix.
Yeah.
And they to like finally win, and then you were invited. Like how did you feel? How was it getting like that news?
The news had me so shook and surprised because at that day, I remember the day like it was yesterday. I was at Tom's Watch Bar, downtown LA, watching the Dodgers versus the Mets, the series before they got to
the series,
the World Series.
Yeah,
and diehard Dodger fan already. So again, just even DJing there has been a dream come true for me. So I'm watching the game, Tom's Watch Bar, going crazy. Great environment out there, by the way. Shout out to Tom's Watch Bar. If you can find a seat, it's crazy during baseball season. And literally mid-cheer, I see my phone buzz, like, zzz, zzz, and it's the booker from the Dodgers being like, hey, I'm going to need you to hold these 3 dates. Game 1 of the World Series, Game 2 of the World Series, and it's the parade if they win. And I was like, and I just slid my phone to my girl, like without saying a word.
Yeah.
And I was like, look at this shit. And she was like, oh my, so you're not going to New York with me? Because I was telling you, we had been planning to go to New York for like 6 months.
Right.
Her cousin was getting married at the time, and tickets were already purchased. Like I was supposed to meet more of her family, all the things.
Yeah.
So she was excited but pissed.
Right.
Because I was like,
are you not going to New York? You're like, did you read it? Did you read what he said?
I was like, am I supposed to say no? I can't say no to this,
no
right?
Way.
So that's how it was when I got in. And honestly, it's one of those things where the game watching the game was so much better because now I was like, yo, so if they
Now
win,
you really want to win.
now I really want them to win because like I want to be out there doing my thing.
Oh, you're probably nervous as shit watching that game because you're already nervous.
Yeah. Well, actually, you know what? Like the nervous series for me was the Padres series, and I think Dodger fans already know because the Padres have the Dodgers number during the year, and I believe they beat them overall. Their overall record, the Padres beat the Dodgers more that last year.
Yeah.
So I was like, shit, if we don't get past the Padres, I think this is where it stops for us. So we already got past the Padres.
And then you're kind of like,
I was like, okay, we got this.
Yeah.
No disrespect to the Mets people, but also disrespect to the Mets people.
Yeah. But the team looked good too. They're fucking.
They're great.
Point. Yeah.
Yeah. Mets are great.
No, I mean like the Dodgers. They were. Yeah, we were like on fire.
Oh, it was amazing. Honestly, and again, like World Series Game 1, I was there for the Freddie home run, the Freddie moment.
Yeah.
The freaking grand slam.
Yeah.
Walk off.
That's sick.
Which is the most storybook ending to any game you can ever imagine.
Yeah, that was dope.
People were losing their minds. Talk about a natural high. I mean, like, whoa.
You were there DJing that day.
I was there that day, yeah.
So what happens when he just throws, like he hits that home run? You immediately...
Oh, everyone's nuts. So that day I was DJing the VIP after party.
Oh, the after party.
And this is a good segue into kind of how I got into the Lakers world and the Kings world.
Yeah.
So I'm DJing the after party. And if you were at the game, you saw the huge venue they built in center field, right behind the center field wall. And essentially, if you were like a VIP, like work with the Dodgers or bought this like exclusive ticket, you came to where I was at, and I was DJing, and I think that I'd probably say it was like a cool 500 to 700 people at that one.
Dang.
And that home run, crack, boom, boom, boom. Go to the DJ booth, go, get ready. I just like, oh my God. And I was like losing I was running in circles, bro.
Damn.
And then you see all the people start to pile in. Like, everyone was lit.
Everybody was fucking feeling good.
Oh my God. It was.
Every song was like, good.
Bro, it was like, what was I saying? Like, Guitar Hero. Have you played the song, the game Guitar Hero?
Yeah.
It's like one of those, right? Where you just, anything you touch just works.
Yeah, it's on fire.
It's just like anything you touch works, and then like even if you messed up, it's like they don't care. It's like, oh my God, that was amazing.
Yeah. Oh, it's the best night ever.
Yeah.
That's
it was
sick.
Awesome. It was so fun.
And then like you get those days. How was the day of the parade?
The day of the parade was awesome, man. So, when I got the call for that, so that was all a rush because you got to realize the Dodgers went to New York, right?
Yeah.
They had lost the game, and it's a moving target what day the parade's going to land on.
Right.
If they lose, we got to change everything up, and it's got to switch to another day, right?
Just keeps pushing.
Yeah, so I'm getting text messages the day they won. I'm getting text messages all the way up until probably like 2 a.m.
Damn.
being like, hey, like we just booked this, get ready on this date to be there. It's a go. Now that they won, it's a go.
Yeah.
And you got to put together a production within a day.
That's crazy.
Right? And like you got to get staging, lighting, you got to get security, City Hall.
Can't only imagine what they have to go through.
Oh yeah, like I had the easier job. I just go up there, play music, but you got to get ready for 200,000 people about to swarm downtown LA, right? So that day I get to Grand Park around 5 a.m. because they shut down all the streets, and it was like that movie 28 Days Later, right? Where you pull up, there's like nobody around. There's like, is something wrong? What's happening right here? And then you eventually start to see some police and then people in blue shirts, right? Like Dodger personnel.
Right.
You get your badge, you get your pass, and I just, for these kind of gigs, I always love to use my own controller. I think we work, DJs work in a world now where you either show up, to your stuff that the venue has. Yeah. And it's usually like a DJM 900 and CDJs or turntables or whatnot. I've been using the Pioneer DDJ. I do have a DDJ. I've been recently using the Pioneer XDJ XZ, which is like a 4-channel Pioneer mixer plus CDJs. It's the same thing. So I pulled up with that. And then they obviously have all the speakers.
Right.
They give
Just
me a
plug
booth
in, boom, boom,
monitor.
boom.
Yeah, plug in. I'm plugging in and setting up at the same time as like all the news outlets behind me. So it was cool. That was also a fun moment for me because like I grew up watching KTLA.
Yeah, yeah.
I see all the KTLA folks behind me, all the ABC, CBS, the news outlet folks behind me. And I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome.
I'm part of it.
Like I'm a part of this thing. And then like City Hall's right behind me. And then when I looked in front of me, it's Graham Park where the people are going to be, right?
Yeah.
So as I am like starting to sound check around 7 a.m., which is wild. The first time I've had a sound check
Really?
7 a.m.
Yeah, yeah.
like ever. So like I'm sound checking, and then they had me officially start DJing around 8:30. Right? People were out there
Early.
Yeah, almost like remember how like Black Friday used to be a thing when people used to sleep outside?
Yeah.
This is what it was like.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like a thing where people were waiting overnight to get placement, like a spot out there.
That's wild.
So by 8:30, there's a few hundred people there already. So they're like, play, there's already people here, just start playing. And then I sweat a lot while I DJ. So I had a towel under the booth, right?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where I kept like, sorry, I gotta speak into the mic.
Yeah,
I kept like leaning under to wipe my head. I pop up a few more 100 people
That's
there.
crazy. That's crazy.
And then I wipe my head again, look up. Oh, damn, there's like 5,000 people. Oh, 20,000. Oh, and I got to the point where I looked up, I couldn't see the floor anymore. It was just like
It's over 200,000 people?
I'd probably say in my section, it was like 70,000, but then 200,000 within like the area. But I think in front of me was like around 70,000.
Were you the only DJ there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. And then DJ Severe was on the bus.
Yeah.
So Severe's like on the bus, on the float, going with the
guys.
players.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they go over to Dodger Stadium where they had Ice Cube performing.
Oh, yeah.
So the players stopped in front of me. I played, I love LA. Ice Cube, today was a good day to cheat like what was going to happen at the stadium. So people get a little preview.
Right.
And then they go to the stadium and they do that thing and stuff, And then of course, like, the players on the bus is the best thing, right? Because they got the trophy. They're all getting drunk, their shirts off. They're like
they're having the best time.
Oh, they're having the best time of their life. Shout out to all the people that went and missed work and missed school. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a weekday.
It's a weekday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They just close everything. They close all those parts.
Oh, they did. Can I tell you, just like, obviously people are going to see this, but I had my email open as I was DJing. This is how fucked up I am.
Like, hey, you sometimes got to do what you have to do.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And people are aware,
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I get the job done.
Yes, you have to get the job done.
You got to.
But you know what's crazy though? Like you had a smart approach to all of this because you're like, I like baseball, I like sports. DJing is like a therapy of mine. There's something that I like. How can I unite of this? You found like a niche within the DJ world. I don't know a lot of people that will have that approach. That's really smart. There's like I have some DJ friends. They're just kind of like, I just DJ anywhere, bro. Just it's just whatever they call me. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like I didn't even think of like how you approach it. You're like, I don't want to do clubs. I don't want to do this. Like I'm just gonna go and reach out to like sports teams. That's like smart.
Yeah, it's smart, but it takes experience to understand that, bro. Like I was the opener for all these big clubs for 6 years, and I headlined like a few nights, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't fulfilling.
Right.
Also, it wasn't healthy. The drinking, the drugs, all that stuff.
Right.
It catches up with you. And I didn't really see, especially too, like the clubs. So the club I used to be at most was Supper Club. I think I don't know if it's still there, but Supper Club was like,
here in Hollywood, yeah.
Yeah, Hollywood. Big room club, bottle service club, great sound system.
Right.
Love DJing there. And that place gave me a great shot. And then like when a headliner couldn't show up, they would let me headline a few times. And this was like earlier on in my career, right? And then I would DJ a few other SBE spots as an opener. And then I started DJing for an artist with Banana Beat Records, Cisco Adler and Swayze. So I used to hang out with those guys quite a bit. That was fun. But yeah, nothing like the club stuff. I never walked away from clubs being like, yeah,
this is it.
This is it.
Right. you're like, fuck, man.
Right. It wasn't like I was like, damn, right? Especially because like drunk people at the clubs aren't necessarily there. They're there for you, but I'm not like a famous DJ.
Right.
You know, as good as I am, I think a lot of the times when you do these Vegas clubs and these big clubs, they're looking for Calvin Harris, Lil Jon, you know, the names. And they're not necessarily great technically, but they're a name and they excite the moment, right? Not saying I won't get there one day. I'd love to get there one day, but in a baseball stadium.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to get there in a club. I want to get there through a different route.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I mean?
cool. That's a cool niche.
Yeah.
That's a cool niche. Have you seen this new thing now where like it's like DJing in a coffee shop in the morning?
Yeah.
It's kind of dope.
Those are cool. And those fucking YouTube videos where they record them, those just fucking fire, bro.
Yeah.
Like
I keep telling you,
views.
just start doing these fucking these things and this content. You just put out content.
I know. I got to do it. I really got to do it.
You can only win. It's like an investment.
It's just I'm so busy, and I know it's an excuse.
Yeah.
But I do need to do it. I'm getting better. Yes, Felipe, I'll listen.
That's what I'm saying.
Side note, with the baseball stuff, I have a new goal.
What's your goal?
That I want to share with you. It's an ambitious one, but I've been writing it down. I want to be the first DJ to DJ at all 30 baseball stadiums within one season.
Oh, shit.
And I want to document it.
Dude, that's a good documentary.
Yeah.
If you like document, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I want to pitch it to MLB to where, you know, it'll be like a what's his name? Guy who passed away, the food guy. Why am I blanking on his name? There's like Fuck That's Delicious, right?
Yeah.
There's like that show. It's almost like a documentary where it's like you're a foodie, you're
right.
You're part of the community, you're talking with local musicians, you're talking to people in the community, you're talking to like little leagues. And then the payoff is like the DJ experience at the stadium.
Yeah.
Because I want to like travel and do these things, but the goal is to break the Guinness World Record of doing this thing.
Dude, that's an amazing goal.
Because no one's done it, and I want to do it.
Fuck, that should be something that like you should pitch to MLB.
Yeah.
Like a docu-series that they probably have a bunch of content stuff that they need. You know?
They do. They need it. They need baseball to be cooler.
Yeah.
Why not start with something like this?
Have you read Think and Grow Rich?
No.
Is this book Think and Grow Rich is like one of the popular one. It's by Napoleon Hill, and he just talks about how like the power of mind and like and having goals, and he talks about like Ford and how Henry Ford, how he got there and all that stuff, and there's a step-by-step thing that he like suggests that like you write it down what you want, and then it's related to money. So like he says, just put like I want to like, you know, $30 million by 2026,
right?
You know, and then he goes into like, so and I'm gonna do this and that, and then to get the result. And he just talks about how like you have to do it genuinely, you have to do it like because you want to, and you do it in the honest way.
Yeah. And
he talks about how you like putting into the world and then training your unconscious mind to have that in you, because then your mind automatically starts finding a way to get that done.
It's a book?
Yeah.
Okay, send it to me.
It changed my life after I read that book.
Yeah, send it to me.
Yeah, it's but if you already have that goal, so put that down and then put like 3-4 things that you're gonna do about it, and read it he suggests every day before going to bed, and when you wake up, or have it in your back on your wallet or something, and just always read it, because it's training your unconscious mind to have that store it in your.
Ooh, I like that.
You know, and it's like he talks about. It's like an example. I know we're going on a tangent, but like it's an example. It's like if somebody says like, "Hey, like, can you fold this table?" And you'd be like, "No, it's impossible."
Yeah.
And it's like when you say no, it's impossible. It's like the easy answer. So your mind automatically closes all possibilities of doing it. Well, where if you say maybe, then your mind automatically goes into the mode where like, let's find a way to do it.
Right.
Maybe I'll get something to chop it. Maybe I'll get
the
you know what I mean?
Get the table saw. And
Yeah. So it's like he talks about that stuff. It's interesting. So it's good to hear that because like I when we talk, I feel like you already have most of the things that people don't have, which is like a passion, a goal, and a thing that you like to do. Most people don't even know what they want to do.
Yeah.
If you say like, "Hey man, what do you want to do?" "I just want to be rich." You know, it's okay. Like how?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just want to be rich, but like how? How do you want? Do you have a plan? Have you thought about it? You know, just one day, man. Just one day I want to be rich. It's like, fuck, man. That's not ever gonna work.
Yeah.
You know.
I think the way I got that, to be honest, is my childhood. I've got to shout out my parents. I've got to shout out my friends I grew up with.
Yeah.
The area I grew up in. Shout out the 818, Inglewood, Woodland Hills. When I was growing up, I was exposed to these things and found a passion at an early age. I was in love with baseball by the time I was 7.
Yeah.
I was in love with DJing by the time I was 13.
That's
and
cool.
I was DJing high school parties, you know? We were literally looking for anyone's parents who weren't home or looking for houses that were for sale, breaking into the houses, getting our DJ stuff in the backyard, charging $5 a head, and throwing jump offs in the back of a house.
You go into a house that were on sale, like empty houses?
Yeah, and then wait for the cops to come.
That's cool.
Like we didn't care.
Were you ever arrested? Or they're just like, go home, man?
We've been ticketed, yeah.
Yeah.
We were too young to really, and that's the thing. We were so naive, we didn't realize that we can get like in trouble.
Yeah.
Right? So we were just kind of like, oh no, like we're just doing a party, we're drinking beers and, you know, smoking weed, doing whatever.
The cops like, I get it, just go home. Get out of here.
Yeah. Until the one time we really fucked up. Hottie, I'm going to send this to Hottie. If you're listening, Hottie's one of my homies.
Yeah.
We started, don't make fun of me, but we had a DJ crew in high school called the Jump Off Crew. The Jump Off Crew was us. It was like 5 of us. And my boy went to Chaminade High School.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, this chick in my class.
Was Chaminade a private school? Private
Yeah,
school.
private
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to El Camino, not too far away.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, this girl's parents are gone. They just moved into this fucking huge house, like Agora Hills, gated community. Like, we this is the one, dog. This is the one. Let's get the fucking amps. Let's get the speaker. I was like, let's do it. And then we went to Kinko's back then.
Yeah. Got some flyers.
Went to Kinko's, made flyers, and went to every Calabasas High, Agora High, El Camino, Chaminade. We were dropping flyers in all the student lots.
Yeah.
We had like, at the time it was a lot. It was like 400 people, and they had just moved into this crib. So there was like no furniture, like barely any. just like the essentials.
Yeah.
Perfect for a party.
Perfect.
And this was like at the time, like I would say the current value, like right now. Yeah, get some of that. Sip some of that.
Yeah.
The current value of this house now, I'd probably say it's probably like a $4 or $5 million home. This shit was like very nice.
Yeah.
We had all these people. I gotta find pictures. I'm gonna send it to you because I think I have pictures in the archive.
You still have pictures?
I think I might.
That's cool.
I think I might. Yeah.
Is this high school?
It's high school.
Yeah.
The cops come. People start running because it was like helicopter. Cops are on foot.
Yeah, it's like fucking
People
Agora
are-
Hills.
yeah,
Like
people are
nobody ever
sprinting.
came there.
Honestly, I'm surprised it lasted that long.
How long did it last? Like midnight?
Yeah, we were there. We were out there for a minute. Like we were out there for a minute. And as people are running, like, because we have to stick behind because we have all our gear. We can't run.
Oh, right.
We have to get all of our stuff. So we see people running with all these bottles of wine.
That they took from the house.
There was
Probably
like a
expensive,
wine
too.
cellar there, and
there were
people
wine
were like,
cellars?
"This shit's probably worth so much. Get the wine." People
my
fucking start, and these are kids. Like we don't know the value of wine, but people were saying like, "Oh yeah, this is probably fucking worth a
People
lot."
are, grabbing it.
Jack the wine, clothes were in boxes. Started just taking moving boxes full of shit. Just
Oh my
taking.
God.
So the next week at school, cops came into my homie's class. They're going, is this your name on the flyer? Are you the jump off?
Are you the jump off?
Are you the jump off? Are you the jump off guys? And it's like, oh my God. But yeah, that was the start of the whole DJ stuff.
Damn.
And it was one of those things because I was good at baseball.
Yeah.
It was one of those things where it was like, I remember my coach at the time, Matt LaCour, Coach LaCour was amazing. Like, McMahon, what are you doing? Like, how do you want to live your life?
Right.
Like, where are you trying to go? You trying to do this baseball thing? You trying to do this thing? Like, you can't do both.
Right, right.
And then I was like, fine. You know,
You're like, let me DJ, man. I want to live.
Yeah, right. Let me do my thing, dog.
Get off my back.
Yeah, fuck, man. You don't even know. But yeah, he, God bless him, man. He's a legendary coach. He got me into college.
Yeah.
I played at Northridge, played over there. He almost got me drafted. He was putting me on the prospect list for
Damn, that's
for
wild.
pro teams. Yeah,
That's wild.
so he like turned my whole baseball career into something I didn't realize it was.
Damn.
So shout out to him.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. It was cool. It was fun.
We talked about it before, but like that's like a crazy experience to like almost make it pro, huh? Like
Cool.
that close and you're like get hurt and do some stuff and you're like you have to come down to that decision, you know?
It was tough, man. I think my summer ball career is what I really looked at and got excited about. My freshman year, I didn't play too much at Northridge, but then the summer ball programs are like the next closest thing to pro baseball.
Yeah.
You play with Woodbat. You play with everyone on your team is a draft pick, essentially. I played in the Northwoods League.
Yeah.
And I had dudes from Villanova, Texas Tech, you know, Duke. I had a guy on my team from Duke, you know. So you're playing with, it's like an all-star team, but for college.
Yeah. Like basically almost everybody here is going to go pro.
Yeah. I had a few guys on my team that made it to the bigs, and they were great players. You live with a host family. I was in Brainerd, Minnesota, middle of nowhere. Like, it was wild, but you have such a dream that you don't care where you're at, what you're doing.
Yeah, you just want to play.
You just want to play, right? Yeah. And I played well out there. I played in Boise, Nampa, Idaho, close to Boise. Hit tremendously well. And that was the season before I stopped playing because my arm was like so done. And I knew it. Like my arm was like hurting every day. I could barely throw a baseball.
Damn.
I can hit really well though at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, it's a mental game. Because like when you look at it, when I look back at it, I was like, man, if I would have just stuck with it, imagine what the fuck I could have been doing right now. And that's the part that eats away at me till this day.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I bring that same energy to DJing.
Yeah.
And I had that same conversation in my head during COVID. Imagine if I quit this.
Right.
I'm just on the break of maybe doing something really great.
Yeah.
So don't quit. You know what I mean? Don't quit.
Yeah.
Because before, I had just finished a radio show on Dash Radio. I don't know. Do you know Dash Radio?
No.
DJ Ski started like one of the first streaming
Maybe
services.
I did Dash Radio.
This was in 2010, I want to say. DJ Ski.
It was live.
It was not live.
It was not live?
It was not live.
It was kind of like Death Pit?
It was like Dat Piff.
Dat Piff, yeah.
No. It wasn't like that. I used to love Dat Piff. I used to get so many mixtapes on that shit.
Me too, just mixtapes after the mix. Yeah. What happened to that?
I don't know. I think it's still there.
They're still there?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're still doing some shit. Yeah, man. So that whole baseball experience of walking away from the game when I still had some left in the tank,
right,
has stuck with me for life. And it's made me not want to give up on things because of the feeling that lives with you for the rest of your life.
Right.
So when it came to DJing and I had this kind of like moment of like, oh shit, like, do I walk away from this? I'm going through hard times and this and that. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. So I'm just kind of like, again, thinking of that feeling of like, do you want to be walking down the street, going somewhere, looking at a DJ being like, that could have been me.
Right.
I don't want that feeling anymore.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, I'm going to keep going.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep pushing and wait and wait till it's my turn. And like, honestly, like put in the grunt work. I've done, trust me, the first DJ gigs I was doing, like you hear it, like you do it for free. You're doing it for fucking hours. You're just doing it because it's so fun and you're doing something for a passion. You don't even care.
Yeah.
So I've got to do some great things, from clubs and DJing for artists to TV shows to, Lizzo before she was Lizzo.
Yeah.
Doing that, DJing that TV show was really cool on MTV. Wonderland, shout out Jesse for getting me on that show. Awesome.
It's like an MTV show that you did, and Lizzo was performing before. Oh, she was performing, or
Lizzo was the host. She was not even performing. She was the talent.
What's the name of the show?
Wonderland.
On MTV?
On MTV. But again, people weren't going to MTV for
that was after
music at the time.
Yeah.
It wasn't during like a prime. Well, it's not even like you had to stream it on their app or something. It was buried.
Yeah.
But it was called Wonderland. It was MTV's attempt to bring music back.
Right.
And it was in downtown LA. It was like in this grungy. It used to be a brothel.
Really?
To be honest, yeah. They were telling us the history of the set.
Oh wow!
It used to be a brothel, and then they in like a
in
few
the
convenience
70s or some
stores.
shit?
I don't remember what the time it was, but it used to be a brothel and a few other businesses. They stripped it, and like I was on the second floor of this building, and they kind of cut a hole out in the wall.
Yeah.
So I was looking down on everybody. I had like a bunch of people in front of me here. There's a stage over there.
I should look that up.
There's a stage over there. Yeah, look up MTV Wonderland. It was a thing. And 2016, when this was going on, Lizzo was the talent, like interviewing people, like all this kind of stuff before she was doing music. Well, she was doing music.
Right. But she was
not
trying
known.
to get on.
She was just trying to get on.
Yeah.
And I had just started working for Spotify at the time, and she did the whole like, hey, I heard you work at Spotify. Can you send my music over there?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know anybody yet. I'm like week 4.
You're like, can you send me my resume?
Yeah, like what? I don't know what to do for you, Lizzo. Like, I have no idea. But yeah, we were cool on that show. Shout out Lizzo if you're listening.
Maybe just get to her. It'd be cool. Damn, I didn't know she was a host. That's cool.
She was the host. She did not do anything musically. And
she's probably doing it in the background, not like
she was doing it in the background. She was doing her thing. So yeah, that was a great experience. I did Revolt Ones and Tuesdays on Revolt.
That's cool.
So yeah, I got to do some cool stuff, right?
Yeah.
So to then go into this dark alley and COVID and try to quit after I kind of looked back and was like, you know what, I got to do some. Why am I walking away from this?
Yeah, because you have no reason to quit.
No.
Like the baseball thing, it's like you could slice it however you want it, but like one of those things is like you had a reason to quit, And sometimes I think it's better to know when to quit than like insist on things, Because like, well, let's say for your arm was hurting and everything, and then all of a sudden you continue and you make it pro, and then within 2 years of pro, your arm blows out, like you're out for life.
Sure.
And then you're just way down the road of baseball, and you're like, fuck, now what do I do? Then it's like hard to go back. I'm going to be a DJ now. Like that's hard.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Man.
Like you might be way too down that road. That's why things happen for a reason,
Yeah.
Like it pushed you to be like, put a little bug inside of you, like just don't quit now.
Yeah. Absolutely. And like, that's a good point you bring up, because I've had several homies from the baseball, my baseball world, that stuck with it, and then they end when they're like early 30s,
right?
And they're just getting into the workforce, right?
Yeah.
And they're hitting me up, being like, "Yo, like get me on." Like,
sucks.
Like I want to work on a show you work on, or help me get on a commercial, or do something that you're doing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yo, like." I'm in the world where you fuck up once, you never be seen again.
Right.
So I
can't put you like that right now.
Yeah. You need to be ready when you come to me. I can help you get there. But just know that this is not like an easy road, just like baseball. You gotta have that mentality. But I think certain athletes look at regular like life as like, no, I can do that shit.
I can do this real quick.
Yeah, I can do this shit. It's fine. Like What
like,
we
no,
did was
man.
hard, but like getting in line, I could do this shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of back work to get to this.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I know because I've had a lot of friends too that just like made it pro, did it all of it, and all of a sudden it's like life is over.
Yeah.
And then they have no other option other than coach, you know.
Yeah.
And then it's like cool, like you're doing what you love, but what else do you love? You know, like is there anything you love? Do you actually are you doing that because you just want to do something on the side because it's fun?
Yeah.
Which is cool, or are you doing that out of necessity? It's different, right?
Yeah.
Like that's different. So finding things that you like is the most important shit, and a lot of people don't have it.
Yeah.
Like it's like, what do I like? I don't know. You know, it's like a lot of people don't have it, and then they do shit because out of necessity because they went too far in the thing. They put all their chips in here.
Yeah.
And it didn't work, and it's like, fuck.
Yeah, I gotta have fun with everything I'm doing, man. I was always a jokester, bro, and I see it in my daughter too. It's funny because she's a lot like me.
Yeah.
And I get frustrated sometimes, like any parent does.
Right.
She doesn't take shit seriously, and then I look back at my life. I was like, oh, I was that guy too.
Yeah.
I was like talented, so I didn't have to take it too seriously because I performed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I get it. Like, for example, I would be the dude in the bus. So bus rides, bus ride. Like, you're traveling to UC Irvine or LMU or whatever you play, wherever.
Best times.
Best times.
Yeah.
Right. I was the prankster dude in the bus. Right. I used to always, or just a weird dude.
Right.
One thing I was known for the $55 million question. Do you want to know? You want to hear one?
Yeah.
All right. So
why $55 million?
It was just a number that popped up.
Oh, okay.
And I just stuck with it. And I would always stick with the 55 mil.
All right.
So I would go up to somebody in the bus and be like, yo, for $55 million, would you cut the cartilage in your nostril and have one big nostril for the rest of your life? Would you do it? And if those people off, because you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And you get some crazy answers.
Right.
Crazy questions, get crazy answers.
Yeah.
But when you're in a car, when you're in a bus, with
you're
these
just
fools,
coming up with some shit. It's the weirdest thing you could think of.
The other one was for $55 million. Would you be locked in a room for 3 months, listening to Mambo No. 5 on repeat at the same level of volume for 3 months straight? Could you do it?
I think I could do it.
In a room, you get a bed.
Oh, you have a bed?
You get a bed,
It's easy.
meals of your choice. Okay? You can have the finest meals. Okay? No TV.
Yeah.
Just a speaker playing Mambo No. 5 on repeat for 3 months straight.
Yeah.
Can you do it?
I could do it. It's easy.
And you walk out to a pallet of cash, 55 million.
Yeah, I could do it.
Okay.
I don't know about cutting my nostrils because that'll be fucked up. Like, I don't know how breathing that.
Yeah. I mean, breathing will be weird. Also, your nose would just fall down like a floppy dick.
Yeah,
you just have
exactly.
a fucking floppy dick nose.
It would, huh?
Yeah. I've done some research.
Those questions are well thought out and researched.
They're well thought out and researched.
Yeah, Mambo No. 5 would suck too.
That would suck. No offense to the song. It's a classic.
Yeah, it's a classic.
It's a bar mitzvah classic. But could you listen to that for 3 months? I don't know.
Damn, 3 months. Maybe 6 months would be tough. 3, I could probably do it. Damn, 3 months, that's a lot.
Yeah. But so I would be doing shit like that. Like I was that guy. The worst thing I'd probably do, and again, hope I didn't make enemies because I was young and dumb. When I played in summer leagues, right? You travel all over, right? I was in Thunder Bay, Canada, and whatever.
Summer league is when, like, you're talking about those summer leagues that, like, the drafts kind of.
Yeah. So you're with some characters, right?
Yeah.
And confident dudes that think they're the shit.
They think they made it already.
Right. And I like to bring those guys to earth, right? I was that guy.
Yeah.
I was like, cool, you feel that way? Cool. Watch this.
Cool.
Watch this. So I would go and we would find a stray animal in the street somewhere. We go out to the bars. And if we found a cat, a dog, whatever, we'd sneak it into the hotel and put it in a teammate's room with the lights off. And just fucking close the door. And then run away. And then see what would happen.
They take it home.
Well, Well, no, we're not around. So the hotel would have to kind of figure that out.
Yeah. No,
But-
yeah, maybe the guys will take you home. Oh, it's nice.
I know. Sorry, Peter, don't get after me. It was like I was 17. I was like 17, 18.
Yeah.
But again, I would not take a lot of things seriously. So again, going back to my daughter, I'm like, okay, you have me and you. This
Yeah,
is what
it's
comes
crazy
out.
because like kids kind of teaches you who you are.
Yeah.
I've always thought, like, I have 2 kids now, as you know, and I've always thought like I'll teach them everything. Like they'll just learn from me, from the time they were born to whenever. They're just gonna learn from me the whole time. And dude, it's the opposite. Like we learn from them. Like, oh shit, I'm like this. Like, oh, I do these things that like I don't like. I don't like that he does, but that's exactly what I do.
Right. Right.
I learn way more from them. Well, they learn a lot from me, but like I learn a lot from them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't anticipate that having kids. It's wild.
It's wild. It is. It's so cliche, right? When we hear the like, your kid is a mirror of yourself.
Yeah.
But it really is true.
Yeah.
Like the one thing that I see a lot in my daughter is that her character and her goofiness or charisma or whatever allows her to get away with a lot.
Yeah.
And same thing with me.
That's a good thing to have.
Right. Because at the core of who she is sweet
Right.
and like thoughtful, and that's how I am.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when it's time for me to get a little weird and, fun, it's kind of dismissed because it's like, oh, no, Rodney's cool. We can,
Yeah.
It's
It's a good characteristic to have.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I see it with her, even with school, teachers like, yeah, she'll randomly, the last thing I got from her teacher. Yeah. She randomly makes fart noises in the middle of class. She's like,
She's bored.
She's
Like,
just-
come on, get over with this shit.
yeah, she'll just randomly make a fart noise. Kids crack up. Kids love it.
Yeah.
And that's where she's like,
She probably found out now that she's funny.
Yeah.
And that's probably even worse.
right.
Now she's like, oh shit, I'm funny.
And just to be like the girl in the class who's the class clown
Yeah.
is
yeah.
it's a different vibe.
Yeah.
So she's like kind of riding that high of like, oh, I'm a chick and I'm killing these fools.
Yeah. That's dangerous power to
It's
know that they
dangerous
have.
power. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good point. Dangerous power.
It's a dangerous power to know to have. Like she knows she has that. Like whenever I want, I'll just make motherfuckers laugh.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And I'll do my work. Okay, good. I'll do it. Watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
It's a power.
It's a power.
It's a power. But man, it's wild because like DJs are usually like, well, at least the DJs that I know, we talked about this before, but DJs that I know are usually involved with like post-production, editing, and all that stuff. Like you've been in that, you've done baseball,
Yeah.
DJing, and then like your professional career in like some sort of filmmaking or filmmaking related stuff for TV,
Yeah.
all in parallel, those
Yes.
3 things.
Yes.
How was that experience on your professional side while doing everything else?
Oh, it's a good question. It's a great question because I always, I'm always an advocate of people going down 2 lanes at the same time. Like I call myself a dual sport athlete in this entertainment thing.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
Where
good.
it's like I can do the DJing and do my post production, and if I need to be on camera one time, I'll do that thing too. I'll do whatever, right? And I think earlier on in my career, this is the thing where it really turned for me because I think everyone has these pivotal moments that make you go left or right in your life, right? The blue pill, red pill type shit.
Yeah.
I remember I interviewed for a job at CBS television in early 2000s or whatever it was. And thought I killed the interview, right? I was like, and then they were like, oh, so what do you do? And I was like, I do post-production. I'm a DJ. I've really been doing at the clubs over here and whatever. And I was like, I thought they would love to hear that. And my friend who got me the interview was like, hey, they thought you were too busy for the job.
Yeah. Everything you
And
say is important.
Everything you say is, and then it sounds like you're just not focused on wanting to do this one thing. And I was like, so?
Yeah, fuck those
Why the
guys.
fuck do I have to do the one thing?
Yeah.
I can still perform and do my job.
Yeah.
Why? Who
They don't
wants-
care.
Yeah, who wants to be a slave to the fucking one job? Like,
Yeah.
fuck that shit.
Yeah, dude. That's a huge red flag on like the corporate world.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck no, like they want me to just do this and nothing else
Right.
forever, whenever we want. It's basically what.
Right. Yeah, give me a check that makes me do that.
Yeah.
Like,
And even then, you're like,
even then you're like, yeah, like, damn, okay. Like, I'll take it, but like, damn.
After 5 months, I'm like,
Right. But yeah, like it was one of those moments where I was like, nah, now I'm just going to double down on the DJ.
Right.
Like, fuck you guys. I'm doubling down now. But it's always been great. I think in the beginning, it was a means of income, right? So I was working at Entertainment Tonight for my first job as a PA. Didn't make shit for money.
Right.
So it was get to Entertainment Tonight at 6 a.m. The show goes out at noon. There's a refeed at 4. Out the door at 4. Eat some food. Go to the club. DJ stay there till like 2, 3. Get a little bit of rest. Do it over again.
Yeah, it's a grind.
And that was like a couple times a week I was doing that like in the beginning of my career, right? And like I needed the extra money.
Yeah.
And it was just cash, right? You know, at the time, it was more like, you know, here's some cash from the door or the bar or whatever. I started DJing in clubs in Santa Monica, all over, right? And again, you can always use some side hustle money.
Yeah.
And then as I started making more money on the production side, right, I started elevating where I didn't need the money as much anymore on the DJ side. You get more choosy where you want to DJ.
Right.
Right. But at the same time, like the DJ purists and the guys really hustling, like, well, this fool's not doing the other shit. No, I'm like, who the fuck is he? Kind of thing. Right.
Yeah.
And I'm more like picking and choosing where I want to go and being patient with it. So yeah, it's always been great. I think also too, it's always introduced me to new opportunities in filmmaking and creating content.
Being DJ?
Being a DJ.
Oh, really?
Because people who see me as a DJ don't understand that I also have worked at CBS, BuzzFeed, Spotify. I was the head of post-production. They don't know that side of me.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh yeah, like, you know, hey DJ dude, like what's up? Like how you been doing? Like, yeah. And then they as soon as a content conversation comes up, I'm like, oh yeah, like, you know, I actually made that. Like, what do you mean? I was like, yeah, I was the head of post-production there. And I made all those things you watched. And they're like, really? I was like, yeah.
He opens all the doors.
Yeah. So it's like other things come from. That's how I got the Wonderland gig. So this is actually a funny story. He will love that I'm telling this story. His name is Jesse Lead. Jesse is now over at, he's the head of live video at Apple Music now.
Oh, wow.
At the time, he was working for Ryan Seacrest. And he helped make the show Shaw's of Sunset. It's like a reality TV show on Bravo. I'm friends. Shout out.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Yeah. I'm friends with a lot of those folks. Shout out MJ. What's up, MJ? But years ago, he was an executive. He's an executive producer. He's like, hey, like DJ my house party, right? DJ my thing for Bravo. I'm doing a pilot. I'm like, all right, cool. What do you need me to do? Just bring your turntables, and we're gonna have cameras there and do your thing. So I DJ, and I'm just sitting there. Honestly, I was just like smoking joints and DJing because I wasn't on camera. It was more of just for the atmosphere and the
having
vibe.
a good time.
Yeah, I was just there for having a good time. And I heard him talking about like camera positioning and story, and I was like, oh yeah, you know, like, you know, you got a script soup, you know, just dropping lingo that he would not think I knew.
Right.
Oh, like what the fuck? What? Like script soup? What do you know? I was like, yeah, I actually am currently working at, I think I was on the Jeff Probst show or Arsenio Hall at the time, but I was working one of these shows. I was like, oh yeah, I'm actually the post supervisor for this show on CBS. He's like, oh shit, like, and you're like this good as a DJ? I was like, yeah, I do both. After that, me and this guy have been best friends.
That's cool.
He's the one who booked me. He was the EP of Wonderland. He books me on his TV shows. He has ideas and, you know, production ideas and all that kind of stuff. He's just been someone who's been a good friend and a collaborator.
That's cool.
Say, right?
That's cool.
So yeah, it's great. Anyone who's pursuing two things needs to just go for it.
I believe in too, because it's like you said, sometimes one of those things, it's the need for money.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, fuck, I just, you know, this is what pays the bills and gives me good money. I could see it. I'm good at it. and then these are the things I like. I think you should be doing something that you're good at,
Yeah.
and sometimes that and some things that you're passionate about.
Right.
Sometimes what you're passionate about, you're not good yet. You're getting good.
Right.
Or you're good, but it doesn't give you the return, yet.
Yeah.
Until, like you said, you have to be patient on this.
Yeah.
And then this is the thing that like feeds your family kind of thing. It's one of those things that you have to do it.
Yeah.
A lot of people just put all their chips into like, my job. It's like, well, like find something that you do on the side, like at least like 20 minutes a day.
Yeah.
Or an hour every other day, Yeah. Like, and then just chip away, build it. And all of a sudden, fucking DJing at a parade.
Yeah. Bro, I didn't make big checks in production and DJing until way down the line. Like, I mean, putting that whole grind until you shine is a real thing.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
You don't show up and start getting paid $4,000 a show or getting like a $170,000, salary the first 2 years of when you're doing this.
No.
And I think a lot of people got it twisted where it's like, oh, no, like I went to this school or I did that. I used to hate that. Like I used to interview people.
Yeah.
And like.
It's entitlement.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people with entitlement nowadays.
Bro, it's just, I can just see right through it, man. And I'm here for the grinders. I'm here for
me too, man.
The people who want to really do the work. Versus the what you see on the resume,
right.
You know what I mean, or the school you went to, or who you fucking know. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
like what are you doing in front of me right now?
Yeah, what's going on? Like, show me what you've done by what you do. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, that's what it is. That's what you have to kind of show how well you do your job by doing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if you're just gonna give me stories of what you did, it's like. The people are just like, oh, I did this, and they're like, what did you actually do with that? Like, were you shooting it? Were you editing it? Were you directing it? Were you just part of the team? Like, show me now, and then I'll know what you did, how you did, if you're good or not.
Yeah.
There's just some people that just have big ideas. I'll just have the idea and I put the people on it, and it's like, come on, no.
Yeah.
Like, show me, man, show me.
Yeah. And honestly, one thing that I've learned in my career, I don't know if you've kind of come across this, but one thing I noticed is as I got older, but also comes with like experience, right? But
yeah,
as I've gotten older, I don't have to fabricate or, enhance my experiences of what in order to try to get a job or do something. Where before I felt like I had to lie so much.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or being so truthful and transparent now has helped me.
Yes.
Like over the last however many years I've been I've kind of made that switch in my brain.
Right.
So
I went through the same thing.
Yeah.
I went through the same thing.
Where it's like 2010 Rodney is like going for a job as a creative producer, for example. Never creative produced in my life. Never produced anything in my life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that one thing on Entertainment Tonight, like that was me. And
yeah,
I did
helped.
this, and I was able to, as a producer, I was able to do. Oh, so you did that? I was like, yeah, I was the person to do that. Yeah. And then now, if I were to be in that same room, it's like, yeah, that wasn't me, but like, hey, this is what I did, and like,
yeah, this is what I did, this is what I didn't do, and then,
yeah, I was a piece of that thing, but that wasn't fucking me, but
that comes with experience.
Yeah.
That was the same thing with me. Before I was like, yes, sir, I'll do whatever, like, yes, and then the job that requires that, yeah, I've done that in some capacity of, I could do, yeah, of course I can. Now it's like, wait, what's the job?
Right.
No, that's not me.
Right. Even turning down jobs feels so good, right?
Yeah.
I mean, not to be like fucking feeling like that right now, but because like it's hard to get a job.
Yeah.
But like when you are in a position to be like, nah,
no,
I'm good.
I don't want it.
Like without saying any names, I just got a DJ gig off her this week.
Yeah.
And it was the most absurd fucking thing for me. If it was an agency hit me up and was like, hey, H&M is doing this like huge event, right? Whatever. And we want you to DJ. Your call time is 9 a.m. You wrap at 7 p.m.
Oh, shit.
We want to pay you $700. And I was like, wait, you want me to DJ like in like
10 hours
for 10 hours for 700, and then you want me to bring all my own shit too? And I'm like, nah. I mean, like, no.
Thank you.
Because I'll get paid that for like 2 hours, like at least for something like that, right? Like,
yeah.
So
unless there's like a good exposure with it, and it's like, but no,
Which
it's
there was
just a
not.
little event somewhere. No.
Right. So, and again, no disrespect for the people who take those gigs, because like we need the money,
Right.
but just being in a position to be like, no, being comfortable enough to be like, no,
Yeah.
no, and feel good about it. Whereas early me would be like, oh, cool, you want me to DJ from like 1 a.m. to fucking, 1 a.m. 2 days after? Yeah, for $400, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of 1 a.m., oh my God, can I tell you oh my God.
What happened?
Bro, I'm loving that I just remembered this. One day, okay, my boy Zach, good friend of mine who I grew up with, his friend who was in some kind of business.
Okay. I think I understand.
Yeah. He's like, yo, my homie's out here for a little bit and got to get rid of some cash, right? Let's rent a house and throw a fucking huge party.
Just to burn the cash.
Just to burn the cash. We're going to fucking invite tons of people. I'm going to get shuttle busted. We're going to go to Hollywood Hills or somewhere that's fucking crazy. Shuttle people. I'm going to get a fucking ice luge. I'm going to get like fucking bottles. We're going to rent cabanas. We're going to do some shit, right? We're going to do the whole shit.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, like what time should I and like this was the night before. And he goes, okay, cool. He just reached out. He's going to, remember where Prince used to live? I was like, no. He's like, well, we rented Prince's house, his old house. And I was like, really?
Prince,
like the
shit.
Prince. Yeah. And I was like, wait, this is like Prince used to live here, or you just heard about this? He's like, no, like we're gonna rent this house, and it's like a fucking mega mansion. It was like a movie theater, basketball courts, tennis courts. I was set up on the balcony and overlooked like a pool.
Damn.
And kid you not, I DJ'd from about 11 a.m. I did have someone else.
AM?
At a.m. It's like because we did a pool party.
Yeah.
And I was DJing from 11 a.m. to like 4 a.m.
Fuck.
And there's a club in the house. So when the sun went down, I just reset up my shit in the club that was in the house. There was like a full-on club. And I this was like one of the wildest things too, because I have not, like, it was just crazy kind of Hollywood weird story where you're just seeing random celebrities just kind of walk in and out.
Oh, really?
And I was like, we just thought
Hollywood
about
Hill
this.
parties always have those.
I know. It was just weird. It was just one of those things where I was like, we thought about this last night at like 7 o'clock. Now it's 11 and it's happening. I see like full on security. I see like,
damn, they pulled that fucking whole thing fast.
Oh yeah. It was like a fucking 50K party. I said like he dropped like 50 that day. Yeah. And it was like nothing. Like, and he just, like, and also too, like this dude, like just rented sports cars just to have in the driveway.
Yeah.
He did the whole,
he really needed to burn that cash.
Oh, he just did the whole thing. He just did the whole thing. And I just remember like I was like, as a DJ, you're like, what do I play next? I've been DJing for 6 hours. They've heard everything I got. I fucking
play the first song that I played at 11.
I let off the whole bag. Like, I don't know, the whole fucking thing. I don't know what else to do. Like
I played every Prince song I could.
Played every fucking song. And then but it was fucking awesome. Dang. I will say that's one of those things where I will DJ all day.
Right. Yeah, you're like, oh shit, if I could just experience something really cool.
Yeah. It was awesome.
That's the thing too, like that, not too, but that's the thing that like when you do something that you love, sometimes it's worth doing for like no money.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, I get to experience that.
Yeah.
But sometimes a lot of people want to like take advantage of it. Oh, can you DJ for me in this boring place with nothing for you to gain for $500? It's like, no.
Whatever.
But speaking of Prince, you've met Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm. And Prince too.
Oh, you met Prince?
Yeah, Prince was on the Arsenio Hall show when I was the post soup on that show.
Oh, really?
Prince is wild in the sense of he pays attention to detail.
I've heard about that.
So check this out. We shot a show. Arsenio interviewed him. Prince performed like 7 songs. It was a Prince takeover. You can watch it on YouTube. It's on YouTube if you want to look it up. After the show was done, Prince goes and gets into a sweatsuit, comes to post-production. I was not expecting this. Because I'm in there being like, hey, you got act 1, you got act 2.
Right.
We have a show open editor. Like, you get the open of the show.
Yeah.
Yada, yada, yada. Right? All of a sudden, you see this little man with a little fucking, like, Kangol hat and a sweatsuit. Where's the open of the show?
He talks like that too?
I was like, what the fuck?
You're like, wait, what the fuck?
This is fucking Prince. And Arsenio is with her, and he sits with the show open editor to produce the open of the show.
No way.
Yeah. Then goes, okay, who's doing segment 1? Just like a producer would.
Really? He like knew
What to do. Hey, who's doing segment 1? I was like, oh, that's Steve. Goes in Steve's bay. Sits with Steve. Does the fucking first act of the show.
Does he give you notes?
He's giving notes the whole time. He's like literally producing the thing.
Dang.
Literally, he was like, I got Avid at home. Like, I fucking taught myself Avid. He's got a whole fucking symphony, like, at the crib. He's telling me all this shit, how he knows. I was like, bro, it's no lie. And I'm not even, like, obviously, like, spend time with him like that just on this one show.
Mm-hmm.
He went to every single bay, up to the tease editor. Went to the teases.
No way.
Hey, I want you to do this. I remember the funniest thing. He brought people in the bay. He was like, hey, editor, play this clip, okay? So he hits space bar. Okay, freeze. Hold on. There's a dude in the stands going in our audience.
Yeah.
Going like this. And he goes, what does that mean to you? It's like, he's just kind of pointing to people in the room. He's like, rock on. Like, does that mean the devil to anybody here? No? Okay, let's leave it in. It's just like, what?
Damn, that's kind of cool.
Whatever. Keep it rocking. But yeah, man.
But it's wild because, like, if you see his interviews, like, he was ahead of his time. He, like, was so, like, detail-oriented about the things that people spoke about.
Yeah.
And, like, he knew everything. You know, like, there's an interview with him that, like, it was, like, a late-night show. And they're saying, like, oh, Madonna or someone got a $20 million deal. $20 million deal. And you're like, oh, it's an amazing deal. And then he just stays quiet. And the guy goes like, what? He's like, you think that deal is good? And then the guy's like, yeah, it's a $20 million deal. And then he breaks it down. He's like, okay, so, she gets $20 million deal, but the record label gets 80% of that, blah, 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 blah. It breaks it down. She's like, and he's like, if you did it independently,
yeah,
many like albums does she sell? Dude, he broke it down to the point. I was like, oh, and this was like in the 70s or no, this was in the 80s or something.
The 80s, yeah. I mean, again, I think the rumors were true in that experience. Seeing it, because again, I think post-production is such a foreign thing to people in the entertainment industry unless you really know it.
Right. Right.
And for him to come and embrace it and understand everything and to be so on top of that shit was amazing.
That's
and honestly,
cool.
I was just thrown the fuck off because he was talking to me as if he was just one of the producers that worked on the show. Hey,
Yeah.
what's happening in this bay? And I'd be like, oh, that's the tease or that's the open or whatever. Okay, I'm gonna go in there. What's his name? Oh, that's Steve.
Damn. That's Steve.
Like, yeah, you can go in there.
Damn, that's kind of cool though.
Yeah.
That he was kind of like level-headed that way.
Yeah, I think everyone's human at the end of the day.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But
yeah.
I think, what the entertainment industry does is turn us into things that are so fantastical and magical that we separate human from the name of whoever they are.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
I bet it's bad for them too. Like the people that
Yeah.
are actually like, Yeah, it's wild. Like I've always been kind of like chill about like people like that. I'm like, oh, yeah, whatever, you know. Like I was talking to a friend of mine. He's like a really famous surfer in Brazil. He's like, he can't walk out the street. Like he's like friends with Neymar. He's just Gabriel Medina. He's like super famous. And we're chatting one day. He was like, man, it's wild that like I cannot do some bullshit anymore. Yeah. People will see me doing it. Like if I was out, like, right. And then everybody will know, you know, if like, I was like, I could do it. I was telling him like I could do it, you know, like I could go do some shit that like is illegal.
Right.
With a friend or two, and only those two people would know.
Yeah.
If you did something and somebody was passing by, like everybody would know, like it'd be on the news, you know? And it's like what you're saying, it's like people are just putting like, it's like superhuman, where it's like, damn.
Yeah.
So it's fucked up for them too, you know? It's like they missed the whole part of being normal.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, it's like a curse and a blessing, what the situation there. I mean, honestly, social media has kind of put us all in that
now
scenario.
It's even worse.
I mean, just even for regular humans. Now, obviously not the attention that a celebrity gets, but no one's allowed to be human anymore. This whole 24/7 surveillance of life.
Yeah.
And cancel culture, keeping everyone accountable and all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's a weird, like, that's why, I mean, I wouldn't say that's why, but like I don't have like such a great relationship with social media because it's so it sucks you into a world that I don't want to be in.
Yeah.
I love the tangible world. I love the real world.
Yeah.
Social media is great to help you with things, but people are so caught into it that like when you go places, that's all certain people care about.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what about the person here? Like, what about what we're doing now? And fuck a picture. Like, let's just like.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I'm like, God damn.
I bet there's gonna be like decades from now where they're gonna have studies like they had those cigarettes. You know, I compare it to cigarettes.
Oh shit.
Where back in the days where like everybody was smoking. That was the cool thing to do.
Yeah.
And then there's studies about it like this shit kills you. You know, like it fucks up your lungs and everything. I think many decades from now it's gonna be studies where like this is the effect of social media on your brain.
Yeah.
Right now, we're just like consuming it, you know?
Yeah.
My theory is like I do with everything, with most of things. Like, use it, don't let that use you.
Yeah.
It's like work. You know, when you work for like corporate world, I'm like, use work, don't let work use you.
Yeah.
You know, if work is using you, like you're just doing everything, it's like, oh, yeah, I got to do it. It's like it's going to get to a point where it's like, man, it's not good for you.
Yeah.
You just become kind of like a robot.
Yeah.
But if you use the work for your own benefit, like get to meet more people, get experience, learn more things, learn new things, get your shit up so you can move up somewhere else or there, you know? You're using work instead of work using you. Yeah. I think it's the same thing with social media.
Yeah.
Like if you want to do it, use it. Don't let that shit use you. Because it's, dude, I put like limit now on my thing. Like have like a 45-minute limit on WhatsApp, on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like it tells me like you've been over 45 minutes.
Good.
You know, it's like pops up and you're like, I usually put like, I need 15 more minutes. It's crazy. Like he's you know, he uses you. He really does.
I will tell you a secret / whoever's listening to this thing. My partner runs my social.
Really?
I don't really go on it.
Yeah.
And again, like because I'm a baseball fucking fanatic, I go on it to normally watch baseball highlights or DJ stuff, or music stuff. Literally everything that's posted on my shit, my girl does.
Yeah. Well, shit.
Because I just don't really care for it. I really don't. I really, and I think it just makes me who I am. Also, I really like to connect with people.
Yeah. Like,
give me your phone number, not your Instagram.
Yeah.
No, I want to talk to you.
Yeah, many people are like, oh, just get my Instagram instead of phone.
Yeah, like, no, let me talk to you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a shit.
But for you, man, I always tell you, hey, it's got to be a little bit of a strategy there as a professional thing.
Yes. And again, I've bought into that. I definitely have bought into that. Absolutely. Like, and I totally see that as a strategy. And here's the thing. It's like also when you do it for a living, like this is what we do for a living.
Yeah.
Right. We're making content for whether it be for TV and social, and we're doing it every day. So it's almost like going home to do it for yourself. It's almost like, let me separate myself from this shit.
Yeah. I know.
You're just like, yo, let me.
Well, when I
fall
had
back.
that break at home, when my daughter was born, I had 6 months at home. I was like, oh, I wonder if I could just do social media for 6 months to see what happens.
Yeah.
I was posting every day. And I got to like 60K in those 6 months
Wow.
of followers. And it got to a point where I was like addicted to it. I was like, I gotta post another video. Gotta post another video.
Yeah.
Gotta post another video.
Yeah.
Like, that's when I was like, whoa. Let's stop. Like, I gotta do this shit just because I want it and I like it, not because I'm getting views and followers, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that was the point where I was like, oh, I could see how people get lost in this, you know?
You can get so lost into it. And I think it's great for like musicians and like people doing good stuff in the world.
Yeah.
That's why it's like a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, it
Because
is.
there's shit where I'll see and I'm like, oh my God, this is so perfect
Mhm.
for this.
Yeah.
And I want to fucking like look more and find out more. And especially when it's like community-based stuff.
Right.
Like I was telling you, like in Long Beach, like that's where I'm at. There's like a new free roller rink out there, like right on the sand
That's cool.
by the water.
Yeah, that's dope.
And that's where I found it, right? And it's like, whoa. Like now I'm gonna go
it's
check
beneficial.
that out.
Yeah.
Right?
It
Now I'm gonna
helps.
check that out. It definitely helps.
That's what I'm saying. For us to use that instead of that, use us. You know, sometimes you're just scrolling because you're just bored.
Yeah. And
There's-
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm gonna pivot a little bit, going back to what you were saying about celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in my career and my time being around celebrities and stuff, I don't care about them because I've been so exposed to them from my dad.
Yeah.
Right? My dad, I remember one time, this is where I was like, my dad's gangster. My dad is a gangster. We'll say not like a gangster like that, but like he's gangster. In life.
Yeah.
I want to say I was like fucking 12 or something. And my dad brought me to a movie junket where the celebrities like just interview with all the news outlets and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And Julia Roberts walks in the room and goes, Rodney. I'm Rodney Jr., by the way. So
Oh, okay. His name is Rodney.
his name is Rodney as well. And runs up and gives my dad a fucking hug. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you know this chick?
Like that?
Like that? And that's when I was like, what is this fool? Like, what the fuck? But at the same time, and I've told you this before, my dad was on tour with Michael Jackson, and I was like tagging along on the Dangerous tour. So I saw people like fainting in front of Michael Jackson just from looking at him.
Yeah, that's crazy, huh?
Right? Like we'd go out to dinner, like a crew dinner or whatever it was. And
How old were you? Like 12?
7 and 8 years old.
Michael Jackson was 7, 8. Yeah.
12 was the Julia Roberts, because my dad worked in the industry. He was doing stuff as well. So I didn't want to, he was a DP camera guy.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that. Like,
Right.
And also I didn't really want to get into it until I was done with baseball. I had no vision of getting into this industry. And then when I got out, my dad was really mad that I quit baseball. He was like, "You're like, what the fuck is your problem?
Got so close.
Yeah, you're so close. What the fuck? Like, why are you doing this?" And I had a difficult conversation with him, and he's like, "Well, if you follow my footsteps, it's a job that doesn't necessarily feel like a job." And I was like, "Okay, I'm looking for something like that." And then I interviewed at a few spots. Entertainment Tonight was the job I got. My first job as a PA. I was like printing out scripts and buying pens.
That's
and
how you got in the
coffee.
industry, because he was kind of like...
Yeah.
Okay.
He kind of, I've been around all his friends. So essentially I did like the industry kid way where you're just like, yo, you work with my dad?
Yeah.
Where should I work?
Right.
Because
That's
my dad is also the guy who's like, I'm not helping you.
Yeah.
There's certain parents that are like, I'm going to give you everything. And there's certain parents who's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this for you. Figure it out.
You figure it out.
I was like, fuck. Like, you're going to do that? Like, come on. And that's why I was like, I went back to film school at Northridge. I went to film school. And then I was like, all right, if my dad's not going to help me, I'm going to talk to one of his friends. And I was like, yo, I'm done with baseball. "Oh, Rodney Jr., what's up, man? Like, what's going on?"
Yeah.
I'm done with baseball. I got my degree. Like, can you help me? And then, hey, Entertainment Tonight. You want to sit at the front desk, buy pens and buy coffee and shit?
Hey, fuck
I
it.
was like, fuck it. Let's go. And that was the beginning. That was the beginning. But like, celebrities all around. At the time, we were at Paramount lot. Entertainment Tonight was in the Paramount lot.
Oh, that's right.
In the May West building.
I worked at Paramount.
Yeah.
I was an
Great
intern.
place.
I was an intern there.
Yeah, we were in May West. You remember May West? Right by the old kind of New York facades and shit.
Yeah.
So I was over there. I used to always just walk around. That was the best thing.
I love that
Paramount
place.
always had some cool shit happening.
And they had those golf carts that you could just hop on and drive them around.
Get on a cart. They had the free movie screenings.
Yes.
At the theater.
With the popcorn. They had popcorn laid out before I go in.
Paramount was great.
I love Paramount too. It was cool, man.
Yeah. Then we went to CBS Radford after. And then, bro, craziest story. Again, I have like some weird run-ins in my life, which are amazing.
Right.
So, and I just went to her house. Shout out Heather Cruz, a.k.a. Heather Berger.
She like burgers?
No, that was her real last name.
Oh, okay.
Heather Berger.
Some people burgers.
Does she like burgers? I know, it's a good question to ask. So I grew up in the Valley, right?
Yeah.
I went to, every summer, I went to a summer camp called Pinecrest.
Okay.
And if you're from the Valley, you know what Pinecrest is, off Shoup and Fallbrook, right next to Shoup Park. And I couldn't afford to go there for school, but my mom put me there for summer camp. And Heather Berger at the time, she's Heather Cruz now because she got married. She was my camp counselor from 1st to 5th or 6th grade. And it was one of those, because summer camps aren't like this anymore. My mom would drop me off at 7 in the morning. I'd come home at like 7 at night.
Right.
And we would do anything from activities, swimming, crafts, whatever, right? We would do everything there. And then eventually we would do like sleepaway days where we would go to Catalina. We go to San Diego. We do whatever, right? Go to Disneyland, Magic Mountain. Right?
Yeah.
So Heather.
Fun
times, right? Fun times, man. Summer camps. Like shout out to the summer camps that are still doing that. So fast forward to my life. I'm at CBS Radford working for Entertainment Tonight. I'm doing my old moseyed around, like what shows are, CSI New York, cool. Let me look into this. Oh, fuck, right? I'm walking around, New York lot. I hear a woman be like, Rodney McMahon. I turn around. It's my camp counselor from Pinecrest, Heather Cruz.
No way.
I was like, Heather Berger.
You recognize her right away?
Yeah, she looks exactly the same. She was like, oh my God, what big hug. It was like a slow motion run. Like, oh my gosh, because she's known me my whole fucking life.
Yeah.
Bro, my whole life. I was like, what the fuck are you doing here? She said, what the fuck are you doing here? I was like, I work at Entertainment Tonight. She goes, I'm the head of HR for CBS.
No way.
I was like, what the fuck?
Damn, that's crazy.
I'm the head of HR of CBS.
That's the best person though.
And I was like, holy shit. So every time on my lunch breaks, and again, this is like it's like my aunt.
Right.
Bro, this is like she knows me.
Right.
I would just be at the HR office at CBS just shooting this shit with her. You remember we went to Magic Mountain that one time? Like, oh shit, remember that?
That's cool to have those people around.
But then again, like it's like I call her my fairy godmother, because you get a few people like that in your life that reconnect with you. That's why community is so important and being around like the people, right? She was like, hey, Jeff Probst, the host of Survivor. I was like, yeah. He wants to do a daytime talk show. Do you want to work on that show?
Yeah.
He wants to do. And I know, people at Entertainment Tonight stay there till they fucking die, pretty much. Do you want a shot? I was like, absolutely.
Right now.
Let's go. And then I got onto that show.
You got on?
Yeah, I was on. And then I left Entertainment Tonight and went with Jeff Probst. Jeff Probst was a great boss. Jeff Probst is awesome.
Yeah.
And then I worked with him on his show. That show got canceled. Hey, Rodney, fairy godmother, Arsenio Hall's coming back in 2013. Do you like the show's gonna end? Again, someone who's like in my ear who knows what's going on.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yes. Like you'd be perfect for that. You'd be perfect for this. Yes. Boom. Arsenio Hall. Got it. Right?
Dude, that's so good to have those people around you.
And again, a stroke of fate. Like who the fuck? Like my camp counselor, dog. The funniest thing I said to her, I was like, I didn't realize you had a real job. I thought you were just a counselor. I thought you were just like the person who looked over kids.
Yeah, she's just laughing.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't know you like actually pursued shit.
Yeah.
Like, but here's how strong that relationship. I literally was at her house on Sunday. Me and my girl went to visit her because
recently.
Yeah, this last Sunday.
That's cool.
I was at her house. She lives over in West Hills, and her kids are older now. We just like reminisce on like old times.
Yeah,
we
dude,
catch
it's
up.
so good to have those people in your life.
Yeah, man.
And then like those people come back around your life at the right time, you know?
Yeah, bro. Especially it's like when we have nothing, like we're both established. We don't need anything from each other.
Yeah, it's just a good relationship.
At that point, it's more like, I want to do something good for you. Do you want to do this? Because
Right.
so now she left entertainment. She's the head of HR for like a very high-end high school in Las Virgenes School District. She was like, Anthony Nikita's kid goes there. The director of Wicked kid goes there. They go talk to those kids. It's like fucking $60,000 a year to go to this high school.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and like she was like, yeah, like they got me. They gave me a nice little bag to be here.
I mean, yeah, she likes, you know, probably kids and deals well with them.
Oh, I told her, she's like, you're perfect for this job.
Yeah, perfect.
Like you went from like camp counselor to counseling crazy people on TV.
Yeah, seriously.
Like seriously.
Yeah.
To like now school. Like you've run like the spectrum of
Yeah, it's perfect.
people.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick. That's cool. It's so cool to have those people around. It's so cool to have those people around. Well, man, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, of course, man.
This first episode.
Yeah.
You know, we talk a lot, and I always appreciate you talking and opening up. I learned a lot from you, man. So,
yeah.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. Yeah. Curious Felipe.
Yes, sir. Should have a little, sound effect.
Magic. Awesome, man. Good shit.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, this is a good one.